Nawili,
Great day, everyone.
Ayana, Lillie B.
Hey,
Hey,
hey.
hey, happy Thursday, beautiful people.
Great day,
Happy
Elizabeth.
Thursday.
Glad to see ya. Glad to
Yes.
feel you. Welcome to Are You In? Are you in? Are you in? What are you into? Oh, great day, Empress. Glad you are alive and well. Mama Hawa, Mama Awawa. Oh, blah, blah, blah. My lips. It's like, I just want to say, I've got a tongue twister there. I'm knowing y'all got our home safe and sound, and that we are celebrating Thursday with our gathering, and I'm so grateful. So I want to start off with, well, first of all, our topic today is the skin you're in. And you guys probably like me. That was my LA. When you hear me say you guys, that's West Coast. I try to say y'all, but you guys comes out easily. But you guys know, at any given age, we've all tried all different kinds of products for our beautiful skin. Whether it was just like, I'm going pure natural, I'm just putting some water and some coconut oil on my skin and let it go. So I didn't really, when I saw the topic, not only did I think on the outside, but the skin we're in, as far as how we embrace our body, how we embrace what's going on inside of our bodies, just period, the skin that you're in. And of course, what comes up for me is the stories about my dark skin. I'm sure we all got stories about dark skin, light skin, in between skin, and when we step out into this world, because we're not looking like everybody else, we're all unique and wonderfully made. I know early on, I heard a lot of stories about my dark skin. So I'm bringing on a beautiful woman who I was met in Los Angeles, Long Beach proper. And she gave me one of my mini facials. The experience was extraordinary. Aleish Pierce is extraordinary. She has studied, she has researched, she embraces brown skin. She loves it, and she supports us inside and out. So I'm not going to say too much about her. I'll chime in later about my first experience with her. But I want to start out with us doing a breath meditation for our hearts. And this is to open our hearts. And since our heart is on the left side of our body, our feminine side, we're going to be closing off the left nostril. You could either use the thumb, you could put the fingers up, you can press down with the index finger, but we're going to close off the right nostril. We're going to only breathe in and out of the left nostril. And this is about our self-love, which translates to compassion, translates to forgiveness, translates to how we circulate our love, give out into the world, and also mostly receiving. So I'm going to set my timer, and let's close off the nostril and begin to inhale long and deep through the left nostril. Let's begin. Closing the eyes, focusing at the third eye or brow point. And when we embrace the heart, we also embrace that wonderful organ that takes in that pranic energy, that divine breath, and expels that we have used, that is circulated, those beautiful lungs. The heart and the lungs are one system. They work in cahoots. So knowing if there is something out of sync with our heart, it's also affecting the lungs, and vice versa. And just relaxing your palm at your lap, either open, receptive, or placing it down to ground yourself, either one. And nice deep breaths, expanding the rib cage and filling the belly up, the abdomen, and exhaling. Nice, long, deep breaths. Exhale it all out. Let go of that air, those toxins and poisons. that find and place sitting at the base of our lungs. Embracing love, love, love. And inhale. Exhale, release the nostril and relax both palms at your lap for a moment. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Let's breathe in. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Welcome the day. Welcome the day. Welcome the day. And exhale, shake it out. Wow. All right. And I want to welcome in my beautiful partners in Thursday Joy, Lillie B, and Ayana Poo, and her poo in her belly. And just let them give a shout out, whatever you'd like to share this morning. And our guests will probably be in like at 8:30. So right now, if you want to chime in with your thought of the day or something you lovingly bring as usual. Lillie B or Ayana, either one.
Grand Rising ladies, I had a beautiful week. I was glad to meet everybody. That was a great time, a grand time. Still waiting for the pictures. That was my first time having vegan spaghetti. and it was great. It was wonderful. I enjoyed it twice. Um, and it was just very, very lively. It was good to feel everybody's energies in person and see everybody congregating together, communicating with that delicious conversation that just easily flows through us from here to there, from all types of subjects that have to do with us and the atmosphere. Um, Detroit is definitely grateful to have Mama Yaba and Fana and
Awa.
whoever else came from out of town. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Whoever came from out of town, we were great to have you. Grateful to have you, and I appreciate everybody taking the time to come out so that we can gather as Elizabeths.
Thank you, Ayana. Ashe.
Ashe.
Mama Hetaru, yes, in the house. Great rising, great day. Miss Lillie B, the woman with the infectious smile and joy.
Hey, 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 beautiful people. I'm still here. I'm still black. I'm still making it.
Black by demand. Yes. I love it. Thank you, sweetie. And so I'll just share a little I'm gonna hit you. Oil pulling. Okay, laugh out loud. Okay. Thank you. TMI, TMI. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. So our the skin you're in. So I have recognized and been in the skin that I'm in for almost, like Queen Aduni, almost 70 years. We're both 69. And wow. What I can say, when I really first noticed my skin, besides when you're a baby and tapping and pulling all on your skin, realize that physical part of my body. I guess one of the things that now stands out is I had a red car coat. And any of those who are in my age group remember when they called them car coats. Don't ask me why. I don't know if that's a West Coast or East Coast thing, but I remember having a red corduroy car coat that I loved. And I wanted to wear it to school every day in elementary school. I don't care if it was hot, it was cold, it was raining. And I think it had a hood and a little faux, as we call it, faux fur collar. And I wanted to wear that car coat every single day. And, but I also remember some relatives saying something about I was too dark to wear the color red, or you can't wear red. You know, it was about my color of my skin and the coat. Nonetheless, you know, as a child, I still wore it, but somehow I can just pull up that story readily about my skin and the color. And I think it didn't really faze me then. I think when I kept rerunning the story, because you're as a child and you're collecting those stories and building your life on them. But I never remember really experiencing acne or breakouts, so to speak. But I remember at that age where your hormones are changing, being in school in a very mixed environment, all kind of people at our school, girls having red breakouts and this different colors happening on their face, and talking about using different products. And I was kind of like, I think my aunt had my skin regime growing up was Pfizer Hex for everything. I don't know how many people remember Pfizer Hex, but when you had a sore throat, Pfizer Hex, you gargle with it. You wash your skin because it was antibacterial, Pfizer Hex. If you had a scar, Pfizer Hex first. So that was mainly what I remember using Pfizer Hex on my skin. No moisturizer, no, you know, sunscreen, all of that. But I just remember every morning, every night, clean your face and keep it pushing. Use that Pfizer Hex. So luckily, like I said, I didn't have bad breakouts or anything. But I do remember when I decided to change my diet at age 19, that around my chin area, I started having like breakouts, and figured out and researched and found out I was detoxing, because unlike many of us who are been on the journey with our nutrition and wellness, I just in my mind decided I was going to change my diet after 30 days. Chicken was the first thing I wanted to get rid of, because I couldn't take another piece of chicken cooked any way possible in the world. So for 30 days, I thought about how I was going to release meat and those products from my diet. And I remember telling my mom, I'm going to become a vegetarian. And I remember her lighting a cigarette and sitting on the sofa and started laughing. And so, because I didn't cook, I was afraid of the stove. You know, I didn't know how to cook. So I guess she thought it was going to be pretty funny, whatever I was going to come up with as a vegetarian, because she cooked every meal to age 19. And so I even, you know, I can admit it, it's shameful, but I tried to make Jell-O and burned it. So that shows you how good I was at the whole cooking thing. And yeah, I burned Jell-O. And so, you know, changing my diet, I realized that after those 30 days, all I knew to eat was brown rice, which I learned to cook, and salad. So I ate brown rice and salad for 30 days. And, you know, of course, I had to break a little of the breakouts, like I'm saying, and realized that, you know, finally I was actually, my body, my skin, my systems were saying, okay, after 19 years of this other diet, you know, you change just like this, almost cold turkey, we're going to help you. So, like I said, never really had too many concerns about my my skin, or we didn't talk about skincare. It wasn't, you know, tap it. You know, I have a friend who tells me that her mother started her young, you know, tapping her throat and, you know, hitting your face upward, and, you know, so you wouldn't have wrinkles. Mama had a preventative health maintenance. Yeah, so I'm just going to open up if anybody has any of those skin stories that they would like to share before Aleish comes on and shares. So I'm opening it up to all those great breakout stories. That's a new one. Any breakout stories that people would like to share, or I'll ask you later, what is your skincare regime? Because now, since I met Aleish, I definitely have a routine. I'm very intentional about my skincare, and from what I read, every, you know, age group has like something that's shape-shifting, changing about their skin, and should probably alter the way that they're caring for their skin. So I would like to open up.
Well, I want to say that not about myself at the moment, but my mom's skin, I would watch her. I was her first girl, so I would be in her bedroom on her dresser. You know, I would go in there and play with everything that was there, put on her jewelry and all that. And then when I watch her, I mean, my mom had beautiful skin, and it was Noxzema.
Yes.
Noxzema was that was the hit right there. And she never put soap on her face.
Yes.
She never put soap on her face. She would wash her face with water and the Noxzema. And Mama had beautiful, gorgeous skin. Yeah. Even in her passing, she had beautiful skin, just except for when that, what was that, tick or something had bit her, and she had that hole on her head from that. But her skin, Mama had beautiful skin.
Wow.
Noxzema.
Noxzema, that's the one, a Noxzema girl.
I don't even see a commercial about Noxzema anymore. Do you?
No,
I
no.
haven't.
Is it on the
That was my favorite. I love me some Noxzema. I ain't gonna tell no tale. Yes. Noxzema and Clear Cell pads, boy.
Oh, clear
Oh,
cell.
my-
That got me through my
Another
life.
one.
I had bad acne, really, really bad. And that kind of helped me, but it was more than that. It was more so my hormones, but that helped me through. And I had to learn how to balance everything out. But that Noxzema, baby, is a bad mamma jamma.
Wow. Wow. Now I'm curious, what's in Noxzema? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't know people still use it, Lily B.
Yeah.
I use it. Probably so.
Okay.
I use Noxzema. My mom used Noxzema and lemon juice. Lemon juice.
And lemon juice. Okay.
Yeah, lemon juice is a really good
Oh, Mama Petru said she's getting ready to look at the ingredients. You know she's on the case.
Oh,
And
you know, she don't play. She does not play when it comes to that. But yeah, I haven't used Noxzema in a while. I have some under my cabinet, but definitely when I was younger in my teens, like 14 and 15 and 13, my face was all over the place. My hormones were just trying to gather themselves. So I was like the biggest pizza in the world. Dots everywhere all over my face. I was definitely a pepperoni pizza is what they used to call it in school. Like, man, pizza face. I was a pizza for real because my bumps would be so red and, you know. But anywho, Noxzema definitely came through and I can appreciate Noxzema.
Yeah.
Make me want to stop at the CVS and get some.
I know our guest is going to tear it up. Tear it, Noxzema.
Yes, I can't wait to hear what she has
huh?
to say. Yes, I know she's going to have it together for it.
She
might say
I know,
it
she's gonna
first.
put up the cross like, no.
Yeah, and she might say, first off, and we not using Noxzema anymore.
Okay.
Exactly.
But at the time, it was the best thing since what they say, white bread or
Sliced
believe
bread.
Yep.
Bread.
Right. And I remember my son in puberty kind of having some breakouts. And by then, you know, we were using his skin was kind of oily. So I think, in fact, I took him for a facial with Aleish and she told him some products to use. And so he told his friends, you know, they had this little clique. So when they had the breakouts, you know, they take the little Q-tip and they want to put a little tea tree oil on it. So one of his friends went in our bathroom and decided he had enough breakouts. He's just gonna put tea tree all over his face.
Oh.
He came running out of there like he was on fire. Oh my God. He was like, my face is burning. And I was like, what happened? He goes, I just put the tea tree all over my face. I was like, boy, less is more. You know, I was like, what is going on? So anyone else would like to share? Star, are you Star today? Star, would you like to share anything? Like any skin story?
Well, I don't recall ever using Noxzema. I knew my mother did. I never can remember the name of what I use now to clean my face. I just know what it looks like when I go get it from the store. It's in a blue bottle. But I don't think I ever had acne.
Blessings.
Yeah, I did. We came from the same womb. I didn't really have acne. I don't think any of us had. Matter of fact, our men, their skin of the whole family, my uncles and them, beautiful skin, just beautiful.
Blessings.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't grow a lot of, you know, crazy hair, rough hair. The hair that would come out would be soft and yeah. So that would be is that from Granny or Grandpa? I don't know.
Well, I never saw Granny, but yeah, Grandpa had nice skin.
Yeah, he had really smooth skin. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not a person that really notices a lot of things. My best friend usually dogs me out about that. You just don't be paying attention. Well, I pay attention to things I need to pay attention to, okay?
Come on, Star. Come on with like AM wisdom.
like when I was going through chemo for cancer, I didn't notice that my eyebrows were gone until I was going to a birthday party and I was getting ready to put on makeup. And that's when I noticed they weren't there. So, and that's when I noticed that all the hair was gone, is that the gray hair never left. I mean, I had, my hair, it looked like this, but the gray hair was still there. I said, damn, gray hair is tough. It's like, I don't give a damn what kind of stuff you put in your body. I ain't going nowhere.
Okay. Yeah, gray hair is pretty
Stubborn.
yeah, it's very strong. Yeah.
It made me want to look up the history about gray hair. Like,
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
leave it. But yeah, as far as I know, what people told me my skin was nice, so I believe
Yeah,
it. So,
it is. It is
I mean,
beautiful.
I wouldn't know if it wasn't or not. So
All right, Star. We appreciate that. And we'll let you know if we see those eyebrows or anything coming back. We'll just, click in with you. Yeah. All right. So I see Alicia's back. So we're gonna let Lillie introduce her, or Ayana. We pulled up our own personal info on you because she's like all over the place on the internet. So you guys see her skin is gorgeous, and that smile, and that's an inside job. I mean, she is a beautiful, beautiful woman, entrepreneur, esthetician, yoga teacher, and her son is amazing, who I had the pleasure to, through our spiritual community, connect with him. So I'm gonna let Lillie B take it from here, or Ayana, who has the information.
Without further ado, I'm driving right now, ladies, but I would like to welcome Miss Alicia Price, a wonderful, wonderful guest we have on today. She's an esthetician, as Nawili said. She's a yoga instructor. She is a guru of many things. And I'm gonna let her take it from here. Oh, she do got a beautiful smile. Hey,
thank you. You have a beautiful smile.
Thank you.
And kudos to you for multitasking.
Yes.
Okay.
Welcome.
Thank you. So my name is Aleish Pierce, and my first name is my mother's name backwards. So I'm kind of a stickler about that. No A at the end.
Okay.
And yeah, I would love to. I don't know, Nawili, what did you have in mind? I'd love to share.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so let me give my testimonial. Okay. Never had a facial until you've had a facial with my sister. Number one, I mean, how she sets the tone, how you come in, it's not clinical, it's ashramish. It's sacred. So I want to say that, number one. Number two is a few months ago, I've been saying I'm gonna change my products, which whatever products I was making up in my head, it wasn't like. So anyway, I reached out, I ordered some of her products. My skin is smiling. It's so happy. It's so alive. One of my favorites in her line is the Moringa vitamin C product. So I want you to talk about it all, because I'm a cheerleader of her products. I wish you could come to Detroit and give us all facials, or we could go to
I would love that.
Because see you guys, yes. And so whatever you'd like to share, we're open, especially, I am a person of consistency, so I know routine helps in anything. So we're open to whatever you'd like to share. Yeah.
Thank you, Nawili. So I am not consistent. I love that you introduced me as a yoga. I'm certified, but I haven't practiced regularly. I'm not consistent. That's why I knew, even though I wanted to make products that skewed towards natural, I wanted them to really be efficacious, because I'm one who will be, a quick wipe off before I go to bed at night, and I forget my retinol. I do, all the steps that I'm supposed to do. So I really wanted it to work, and not just be a mix of essential oil and wax and water. So I partnered up with a chemist that I used to work with. I have been the director of education for a clinical brand and an Ayurvedic brand. And I met this chemist at the Varia, this Ayurvedic skincare line. He specializes in extracts that are from Ayurvedic herbs. So I love the practice of Ayurveda, the sister science of yoga. So I believe that the herbs resonate with me first, just on a biological, on a chemical level, they always do. And so I asked him to create a serum, and he came back with a facial oil. And so in my clinical side of my mind is saying, oh, this isn't a serum. He said, just try it for the weekend. Just give it a try. By Monday, I had COVID. My skin just was trashed in 2020. And it came back to life just like over that weekend. I started making some products in my kitchen, and then gradually he took over, and now he's creating all the products for me. And everything in the line is a blend of this clinical and Ayurvedic. So I'll go through the steps in a basic facial, or a basic regimen would be to cleanse. That's the first step. So you want to cleanse morning and night to remove any, debris. Someone just recently told me that she went to an esthetician who said, oh, you don't have to wash your face in the morning. Well, I mean, if it's sensitized, because, what'd you say?
Oh, am I on here?
Oh, I thought you were saying I had a response.
Oh yeah, I was saying that's a story. I don't know who said that.
Right. And it's an esthetician who told her. And I could see, I could see, like, if you had a chemical peel and your skin is sensitized, maybe you just want to be gentle, splash some water, do a cream, something like that. But on a regular basis, I will say most people, there are those miracle people that I hear of who just splash water. I don't know them personally. I don't like them. But there are those people who, actually, I met a 78-year-old woman in Italy who said her whole life all she did was splash water on her face morning and night. And I just said, I want that water. For me, it wouldn't work, not with this water. But cleansing day and night really helps. And the reason you cleanse in the morning is because, for example, whether you're menopausal and have night sweats or not, there's still a lot going on, and they're at night. So at night, you have these little mites that we all have, and they live on, they're Demodex mites. They look scary under a microscope, but they all live on our skin. They eat up the debris. They're actually part of the skin's ecosystem. So they're doing their work, but at night they lay their eggs and they poop. So you want to get that off when you start the day. And then throughout the day, you have enviroallergens, envirotoxins, all kind of assaults on the skin. So you want to make sure that you're always working to balance that. So I offer 2 cleansers, and the cleansers are a Mandelic cleanser, which is the biggest seller because it's brightening, it's antibacterial, and in keeping with the brand philosophy, it's a blend of turmeric and mandelic acid, and then we added this designer brightener, which is tyrostat in there. So it's that blend of, the 5,000-year-old tradition of Ayurveda and the wisdom of turmeric, anti-inflammatory, all the curcumins are so good internally and topically. And then it's blended with mandelic acid. So that really is my favorite product. We created it from the ground up, together, which I love that one. There's also a gentle cleanser, which is chamomile. It has soapwort as one of the surfactants, so it's not as harsh when it's foaming and cleansing the skin. And then there are like silcominos in there. So it's that blend of herbal and cosmeceutical. Really gentle, great for dry or irritated skin. I always suggest that my clients get both. So I offer them in a package, because if you purchase both, then you have that You can do that exfoliating even if you're dry and use the mandelic. You can, you know, on some days, if you're oily, you might feel more sensitized and you want to use the gentle cleanser. So I usually ask that people consider purchasing both. And then after you cleanse, if you're doing a home regimen, then you would exfoliate. The product, I actually have it off the market now, but initially I created this exfoliator that was a blend of fruit enzymes. So it's papain from papaya and bromelain from pineapple stems, mixed with, yay, I'm glad you like it. I saw chat pop up. And it's mixed with oat, with kaolin clay, and what else did I put in there? Oh, triphala. That's the Ayurvedic extract, which, you know, internally, it can be a diuretic. It cleanses. It's actually not considered a diuretic. It's considered a colon toner because it tones the fibers of the skin. So it does that internally by causing a contraction and helping you eliminate. Topically, it's detoxing as well because it's toning the skin and causing it to purge. Triphala is actually a blend of 3 different herbs, amalaki, bibataki, and hirataki. And those 3 berries together really make a potent detoxing tool that is used in Ayurveda. So I put that in with this mask, and I use it in every treatment in the treatment room. I cleanse and then we go right into this mask, but I took it off the market because what I found was people were letting it dry, and it's fine. You get the benefits of the clay, of the kaolin clay, which is, it's nice. Kaolin is a clay that's moisturizing, and unlike bentonite, which can just strip the hell out of your skin, kaolin is a little more gentle. So it's moisturizing as well as detoxifying. But when it's not moist, the enzymes die. They shut down. So you want to keep it, it's hard to keep that mask on for 10 minutes and keep it moist and keep the enzymes active. So we're working on making it into a scrub. And I've never really been a big fan of scrubs, because of the St. Ives with the apricot pits that just scratch up your skin or the walnut shells. Right. So when you feel me, Lillie, yes, exactly. You've been there, wind up with hyperpigmentation because of the apricot pits. So what I did was include bamboo silica. It's really fine. It's kind of, even all around, so it's not too abrasive. And we're putting a little bit of lactic acid, just a little bit, because it's like one of my favorite ingredients. Lactic acid draws in moisture, but it also kind of helps with the cellular turnover. So you get that brightening. That Hollywood glass skin is, they go overboard with acids. But I'm putting all of that into the scrub. So it'll be available soon. So you want to exfoliate. You can exfoliate with acids, which is chemical exfoliation, or mechanical, like a scrub. And it will still have those enzymes in there. And in that cream base, the enzymes will be able to stay active. So it'll prevent the drying out. And then that's the perfect time to follow up with, after you've exfoliated, you follow up with your nutrient ingredients, like everything that you want to soothe the skin. Now, Lillie was talking about the moringa sea. Sometimes I put that on right after the scrub and then go into the mask because the moringa sea is, again, that blend of cosmeceutical and herbal. So the vitamin C is a really stable form, magnesium ascorbyl phosphate. And then it's married with moringa, which I had no idea. It has the most vitamin C in any botanical. I thought it was that I like the acerola cherry or an orange, but it's moringa. So you're getting, and vitamin C is important because it stimulates the fibroblast cells, which are the collagen making cells. I mean, we have 2 nuclei in our collagen making cells. So we're firing off, we meaning all of the community that I see here. We have binucleated fibroblast cells. So we're firing off more collagen than any other ethnic group. So, we're kind of covered in that area. but it also brightens. And that's an ongoing concern for us because our melanocyte cells, our melanin making cells are really active. And I always say the melanin is your best friend because it's an antioxidant. It's trying to, protect. But when there's injury, either from UV rays or from picking or scratching or some kind of wound, it wants to help heal. It wants to help protect the cell in that area. So it's kind of like a polymer, almost a plastic, and it rises up over that cell. And that's when you get more and more of that buildup and in that dark spot. And then the sun is triggering it. And the melanin is like, wait a minute, we don't want the UV radiation. So it comes up, that's all a tan is. It's coming back up to protect from UV radiation. So all of that is going on. And if we're not exfoliating that, if we're not doing things to brighten that with like vitamin C, then it will just continue to build up over time. And it's kind of like it gets into the cellular memory. The cells are like, oh, I remember I have to protect that. Okay, and it passes it down to the next one, 30 to 40 some days later, a new cell comes up. It's like, oh yeah, right. I remember I'm supposed to protect that area. So even though, by the end of the year, our whole body has a whole new set of cells. Like if we did not put the same imprint on those cells, then we would be a totally different person at the end of the year. So that's kind of what we're doing with vitamin C. We're interrupting that messaging and saying, you don't have to work so hard. I'm an antioxidant. I got you. You don't have to work so hard. And it tells the melanin to calm down. So putting that Moringa C after you exfoliate, it goes a little deeper. There are these little cells that come up and, grab samples, see where to put it. How can I use this? And it'll send it to those areas that are working extra hard and, help brighten. It interrupts the oxidation process too. But then I follow up with my turmeric and honey mask. And this, I used to love the version in the kitchen. I used to make this, I'll tell you, it's chickpea flour. I put my chemist's chamomile extract in it. And then honey, and it's best to get local honey because you're getting, the benefit of the pollen and the antibodies in your area, in your region, local honey, and then turmeric powder. That's how you make it in the kitchen. And his extract was in MCT oil, fractionated coconut oil. So that was the mask. And I loved it. It was kind of a scrub, but not really abrasive. You could just leave it on. But when I started to mass produce it, and make larger batches, I sent it to him to tweak. And he added glutathione, which is my favorite antioxidant in the world. It's in the lining of all of the epithelial lining of all of our organs. So it's on our lungs, it's in our heart, it works really hard. And it also is an antioxidant that oxidizes melanin. So it also tells melanin, you don't have to work so hard. So it's not gonna bleach the skin like hydroquinone, will kill the melanocyte, kill the melanin making cells. It just oxidizes it and is like, I've got you. You can balance out now. So I love, it's the glutathione. I'll put it in the chat.
Okay, thank you.
It's really my favorite antioxidant. You can take it internally, but I've seen people go overboard, like especially in Nigeria and in Asia. It's a real problem in Indonesia. People are going overboard because if you take it internally, it brightens, So I'll have my clients who are working on balancing their skin tone take it within a normal amount, I can't prescribe, but I'll suggest. And then, ask that they check with their doctor, make sure there's no contraindication because it can cause liver damage when it's overused. But these people are doing IV drips of glutathione and vitamin C, and coming out 50 shades lighter. And it's a real problem. So they're killing their liver to have brighter skin. There's this Nigerian actress who looks like a totally different person. So sad. But in a reasonable amount, like your body utilizes it, it recognizes it. So I like to put things in the products that are like bioavailable that the body can actually utilize. And that glutathione is perfect example of that. This mask also has shea butter in it. And so a lot of people are afraid of shea butter. A lot of people of European descent are afraid of putting shea butter on their skin. I think it's going to cause acne. Putting raw shea butter on, might be too occlusive for someone with acne, but in all honesty, it has all the lipids that our cells need, all the ceramides, all the lipids that we need to protect the barrier of the cell so that it is strengthened. It's got to have that lipid barrier around the cell to keep all that information inside. And so this, putting it on topically, the body uses it, and it strengthens the barrier of the skin for sure. And then after, when you rinse that off, that mask has a really brilliant, I haven't worked this into the marketing yet, but my chemist just told me that the way when he created it, it was a balm, and it was really just too occlusive. Your skin still felt oily when you rinsed it off. So he made a micellar oil. So just like the micellar water that we see to remove makeup, it's like fractionated water. He did a fractionated oil, so it rinses off. And then you follow with your finishing products, and that would be your serums, your toner, your serum, your moisturizer. And I have like 2 of each, again, just like the cleansers, so that you can balance out based on your skin type and your skin condition, really. I don't really talk about skin type, it's condition, because it's affected by the climate, your diet, all of that. So it's really about the condition your skin is in rather than the type. Because really all the products can be used by anybody, any skin type. It's just what you're going through in the moment. So I offer a toner with colloidal silver, again, my earthy roots to kill bacterial. Oh, here. It's my website is shop.askaleish.com. All of this is changing, so I'm really, excited to share this with you guys. I'm in the process of rebranding, and I just got accepted, or my brand just got accepted for the Natural Products Association Expo East. Yay!
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. So we're going to exhibit on their tabletop show. It's kind of the day before everything starts. I want to do a soft launch, kind of connect with some distributors and buyers, and then hopefully be at Expo West in Anaheim in March. Yeah. So I don't know. Do you guys want to ask me any questions? Do you want to talk about finishing products? Let's
talk about Noxzema.
I was just telling, wait, what was that? Is this list of ingredients for that? Was it Dettol? No, who was saying?
Mama Hetheru.
I added the ingredients from Noxzema.
Oh, that's Noxzema. Okay,
Yeah.
So stearic acid is a big concern right now. Noxzema probably is still on the shelves. Who used to make it? Was it Johnson & Johnson? It's still on the shelves, I'm sure.
It is still, I think it's still on the shelf. But some of these things, it looks like there was one list, and it looks like they may have added over the years, added some more things. You gotta be dirty to get on the market. Seems like for the government, you gotta be dirty.
Well, it's hard. I think as we are demanding more clean ingredients, we're going to get a response from them. Just like, we continue. I remember trying to launch a line of tinted moisturizers like 15 years ago, and I just wanted 14 shades, and people were telling me, even chemists, you have to pick a lane. You can't be for everybody. And here, 15 years later, is Rihanna with 40 shades.
Yeah.
They were telling me, Black women don't wear foundation. I said, wait, they don't wear foundation, or you don't make foundation to match their skin tone?
Tell the truth.
And everything was in a stick. And I understand from a formulation point of view, everything was in a stick because the iron oxides oxidize. It changes color when it touches the skin. So you can't really say in the deeper shades what you're going to wind up with, But we are going more towards the clean ingredients, so definitely no ammonium. Ew, yuck. Stearic acid is getting a kind of a bad rap. I'm kind of a by any means necessary esthetician and formulator. I'm like, whatever works, whatever makes sense. Like soybean oil. I'm cool with soybean oil because I've had a partial hysterectomy and I'm, menopausal. I'm 56. So I want some xenohormones, pump up my estrogen, but a younger woman a man, they don't want this on their skin, even though the scientists will say it doesn't penetrate into the bloodstream and it doesn't cause any reaction. We see the reaction in, the form of all the cancer that is out there and how those, free radicals have to do something, when we use them topically. That's kind of my issue with sunscreen. It's a necessary evil. Believe me, it's a necessary evil. It's not even a question of whether melanin, even the deepest melanin is only like a 13 pH. So you could only maybe be outside for 30 minutes before it starts to react, with your skin. When I was saying earlier, when we get a tan, that is the immune system saying help. That's the immune system saying, I'm experiencing radiation like a microwave. I'm experiencing radiation. I need you to protect me. And the melanin says, bet I'll come up and, I'm going to form a cap. And that DNA inside isn't going to get damaged and become a melanoma or a carcinoma or, So melanin is the hero, right? But everybody has melanin. It's in every living animal. It's in our heart. It's in our lungs. It's in our brains, our eyes. Every animal on the planet has melanin. There are different qualities and different quantities of melanin. Pheomelanin is the weaker melanin. It's the red, yellow melanin, like freckles and redheads. But our Irish ancestors are in there messing it up for us. I think about Bob Marley and, in Jamaica, they have a lot of Irish influence. And all the last names, you hear it, and the McPhersons, the Pierces, and he died of a melanoma in his toe. They thought it was a soccer injury, for a decade. And by the time they found it, it had spread to his lymph nodes and it was too far gone. So we want to be careful of, veering towards clean. That said, like the thing about aluminum, the Alzheimer's Association is saying they're not finding any direct correlation with dementia and aluminum. So, the marketing, the natural products market still runs with the story because it's profitable for the natural products market. But if you check all the credible sources, they're saying there's no real correlation. That said, I'm going to err on the side. If I find something that works without aluminum, why not? Parabens, same thing. There was one study, I think it was in the 80s, and the doctor found parabens in breast cancer tissue, but she went 10 or 11 years on trying to replicate that study and she could never prove the data. So that information got out there like 20 years later, like in the end of the last millennia, right? Oh my God, I feel so old when I say that.
No, don't do the old. Don't do the old. You just grown.
Mature, right? Exactly. But yeah, back then she still couldn't prove it, and so but the Natural Products Association got in on it, the industry, and started making everything paraben free. Why not paraben free? Why not? I say, why not? If I can find paraben free and something that works for me, I'll definitely, all my products are paraben free. But sometimes.
Aleish, what about all the products? See, I remember when they didn't even have to have a product list for a while. And then all of a sudden, now you have to include products. But there are also the snuck in products, the bug juice, the bug scales, and the semen from bulls and things like that to make the color and and what about the the ingredients that they don't have to talk about? You know,
Yeah, so
those.
they get hidden in like proprietary blends and the term fragrance, the dyes, red, what you're talking about, the conkeal beetle wings make red dye 40, and they use lard for the yellow. And I just recently heard that the raspberry flavoring is
No,
what is it? Is it
no,
raccoon anus or something like
no,
the research to find out that a raccoon anus
Ah.
tastes like raspberry. But yeah, they get away with it because it's FDA approved. Our government said okay. Our government said it's okay. You can do that, and you don't have to list. There are some preservatives that you don't have to list. You can put some preservatives in with like people were using grapeseed oil. Grapeseed oil, it's a great preservative. And look at all these studies and how well it's working. And then when you look at the supplier's data of the grapeseed oil, there's a preservative in that. So, yeah.
And then they approve this stuff.
Right. Right.
So it's so funny because many scientists, I'm going to show you what I want you to see.
Yeah.
So, and what I want to prove to discount a thing. So, that whole masking and pretending, and then the government okays it.
Yeah.
Because go ahead.
I was just going to say, and the FDA doesn't step in unless there's a problem.
So for the pocket.
Right. So, right, exactly. A problem shows up and then they step in and say, oh, okay, well, now this is a new regulation. We'll fix that. We'll make it a new regulation. If there's not a lobbyist paying somebody off, to get a pass. Yeah. And then
they know this stuff is bad when they put it out. They know it's not good.
Yeah.
They know it.
It's true.
Yeah.
Like new plastic wasn't good. I said the glass family was making so much money. The plastic family was like, look, we're going to make some money. And they knew this stuff wasn't right when they put it out. Now, I'm a Tupperware girl. I grew up on Tupperware.
Yeah, right.
But I'm just saying.
Microwaving it.
And then you got some new stuff that you're not only supposed to use 1 or 2 times, but we keeping it and save it because we're going to take it to work. Put it on, in the lunch bag, all that.
Right.
Yep. Absolutely.
While it breaks down. It's so true. And I just saw some new study about phthalates and the long-term effects on the environment too. So beautiful where you are.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank you.
Now, Lillie B is our scene person. She takes us to take me through the wall.
Yes, every time. I'm gonna try to get us some good, beautiful tranquility going.
That's beautiful.
Thank you, Lillie B.
You're welcome. You know I love you guys like that.
Yes.
I have a question.
Good morning.
Yes, go ahead.
Good morning.
Oh.
My question is, I don't know if y'all mentioned it or not, that it could be 1 or 2%, and then the FDA or whatever, they can call it organic.
Mm-hmm.
There are different requirements. So there's I used to know this stuff because I had to do it for other people. There are like 3 different bodies. There's the USDA, right? That has a certain measurement. I think theirs is 70% in order to be called organic. But there are different governing bodies. And then there's an independent body for cosmetics. If you want to have this organic seal, then you have to go through that body. And I can't remember because that requires 99% and it includes water. Some of the other ones don't include clean water and your sources. I would say go to Credo Beauty. Has a really thorough list of they call it the dirty list of ingredients to avoid. And then Whole Foods has been the pioneer. I don't know that they're the most up to date, but they were the first really to say, okay, this is what we're going to accept and not accept. I like the Natural Products Association and their approach. They're just not the most informed, I like a little wiggle room. But that's why I like Credo, because it'll say, you want to be aware of where the brand is sourcing their palm oil. They don't say don't use palm oil.
Right.
You guys, so, we want to know that that there's an ethical source. I'm going through that right now. I have retinol palmitate in one of my products it's a retinol product used at night for cellular turnover, but I haven't gotten the raw supplier to give me the source of their palm oil. I want to be able to substantiate that I'm not taking any orangutan homes away by cutting down a palm tree,
Right.
Can you put that information, those sources, can you type that in?
Sure. The other one, did I send that one? EWG? Yeah.
Yeah,
So the one, EWG.org is a great source online, and underneath, they're really a watchdog group, and they make money when they blow the whistle on people. So yes, they have, what's that?
Oh, I was saying EWG.
EWG, yeah, I think it's .org, but it's the environmental work group. I'm a slow typer. And so they came out with a whole thing on lead in lipstick, which is an issue, but when you, right, red 40, not okay, exactly. Beetle's wings. The issue with the red lipstick, first of all, is it's got beetle's wings. It's the red in it, and then it was showing it had a high amount of lead. But to the industry's point, they're like, well, let's not just call out the lipstick. Let's look at the whole industry. So in relationship to other things that we're ingesting, it's not that much. So it's kind of, they're a watchdog group. They're monitoring because they get paid when they blow the whistle. So I kind of take it with a grain of salt. But then Credo, I think it's credobeauty.com. That's the other one that is, it's really an online store, an online e-commerce site, but they have the dirty list. And
oh my goodness, I don't know what I do when dragonflies get that close. I'm sorry for cutting you guys off. They said it's good luck, but I'm like, I don't know what to do. Should I run or not? The parts in nature that scare me a little bit. My bad. Let me mute myself.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Well, because years ago, my girlfriend, in order to alleviate her daughter's eczema, started to use shea butter. So now she has a product line.
Mm-hmm.
And I love her products, but the way my daughter goes through shea and my grandson, it's not feasible.
Right.
So she purchases for me a 40-pound container of shea. And I just go in the kitchen and just let spirit move me. Now you said something about grapeseed oil, because she doesn't use any water in her products. And I kind of go with that. So maybe for the past 20 years, I don't buy lotions or I just take some coconut oil and slap it on me, or whatever, and so I just was wondering, should I find out where the grapeseed oil is coming from, or?
Oh no, so my concern for the environment is palm oil, because what's happening is the world is consuming palm in their chocolate, palm in now, now it's in the whole food section, just red palm. In Africa, it's used to cook with, and here in America and Europe, we're using it in our skincare products, in different derivatives of it. I use it in the palmitoyl retinol. So what we're doing is we're taking away the homes of orangutans, and there's a huge demand for palms. So, people are out there making $1 cutting down palm trees, and they're taking away the home. So we're trying to make sure that those of us who are formulating consciously are trying to only use palm that comes from palm forests that are sustainable. Every time they cut a tree, they plant a tree, you know, and we're not taking homes away from the animals. In my products, the chemist uses MCT oil, which is fractionated coconut oil. And that's a nice oil. You can find it already, you know, already fractionated. MCT oil, they sell it at Whole Foods, at all the natural product stores. It's a nice light oil. And so that would be nice to blend in with your shea. Grapeseed oil would also be lovely. MCT is a little lighter weight. And grapeseed is a little heavier. The reason that you can tell your girlfriend this, the reason that the shea works is because raw shea has corticosteroid properties. So it's acting like 1% hydrocortisone cream. And that's calming down the eczema. That's the beauty of raw shea butter. Once they start refining it, and they take all the benefits away from it. But
yeah, I think it's unrefined. How do you know if it's unrefined?
If it's a little yellow and smells nutty, it's probably
okay, okay.
Yeah,
That's it. Okay.
That's the good stuff.
Yeah, because I make some for another friend of mine and for her grandson, and he said, "You got some more shea for me?" I'm like, "Okay, fine."
Nice.
But it's nice to. And the last batch I did, it was really hot, and I put it in the sun to melt that and I use cocoa butter too.
Nice.
And I put it in the sun to melt, and I just felt that it just did something to it.
This is my current favorite. It's a Unique Spirit.
Hibiscus and rose. Yes.
Rose hibiscus, body and hair butter. And can I read it? Yeah, mango butter, shea, rose.
You know, the trick is take a picture of it, use your cell phone, take a picture, blow it up, baby.
Break the eyes. Yeah, so it's my favorite, but it's actually she reformulated and it gets a little watery when it's warm. Yeah, she put a wax in there, and I think it was better with the shea, but I still love it because I love the
shine. It's
right, shiny.
And what is the brand again?
Unique Spirit. Unique. She just gave me a body wash to try, so I'm all excited. Kelly at Unique Spirit.
Okay.
I put it in the chat. Oh, cocoa butter cooks on your skin.
No. Shea butter. Shea butter cooks.
Oh, shea butter.
For when I was having eczema issues, it would just sizzle. Oh my gosh, I couldn't do it. It might not have been the actual. It might have been the manipulated shea butter.
Right. It might have been.
It didn't work for me.
Mm-hmm. Another good thing for eczema is to get some lactic acid somehow. So there's a brand, and it's not clean. You're not going to want to use it, but it's called Amlactin. There, I wonder, there are some new body products out. This company Necessaire, they seem interesting. They probably have something because they're doing like skincare for the body. So they have serums and body washes with acids in them. So if you can get lactic acid, it'll help calm the eczema. If you can get a little lactic acid on it.
Okay, lactic. Okay.
Yeah. Pasta feed eczema. Yeah, any wheat. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the comment?
No.
There was a comment that pasta feeds eczema and hot foods. I do know that soy, wheat, dairy will trigger eczema for sure.
So my girlfriend gave me this, and my other friend told me you should use this. What
The jade rollers, they're so popular right now.
So popular.
Yeah. So I just recommend find a reputable trainer or video and follow the video. It's great because it's going to stimulate lymph flow and stimulate circulation. However you do it, it's fine. But what I'm seeing, what gets on my nerves is the estheticians who are like doing it over masks. And I'm like, that's not how it's supposed to be. I'm the director of an integrative esthetician certificate program, and we have lessons for estheticians on how to do gua sha, how to do the jade roller. There's an Ayurvedic tool called a Kansa wand. So we teach them how to properly use it.
Okay, I'm gonna watch my video.
Yeah.
But I've had this for a while. You know, this is something that I've seen for a long time. And my girlfriend gave it to me a long time ago. And when I was telling them how my face, I could feel my face sagging. So I keep my ears pulled back and keep my face taut so that I don't look like that. But that's gravity.
Yeah. Well, and this is the first place that we age. This is face aging. Any, plastic surgeons, that's what they talk about, Black women and the mid-face aging.
Right.
Dr. Taylor says, Black don't crack, but it sure does sag over time. I'm like,
yeah. Hey, I think it happened because of these last 2 years. I ain't gonna talk about it. But that did it because I was nice. I was nice. But I used to always also use my silver, my colloidal silver, just to spray.
Yeah.
And, but my neighbor, a young man, he told me, he said he puts lemon juice on his face every day. He said the lemon juice keep the face tight. I was like, this is a young man telling me that. Now, I don't know what mixture he uses, but
right. It'll work. A little citric acid. Well, there you go. You got your vitamin C. He's got some acid, some exfoliation.
Without wings. Without wings.
I would just say don't do it during the day when you're going out in the sun. That's not a good recipe.
Yeah.
Maybe a nighttime thing.
And I would say add honey with that as well.
And honestly, I would never put it on my face. I would do elbows and
elbows maybe. It went low. Your sound went out.
Oh, me? Or
I hear you good.
You can hear me?
Yeah, now we can. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, in all honesty, I would say never put it on your face. I would do elbows, ankles, and knees.
Yes.
Right, me too. I call that the Black woman's burn.
Vitamin acid burns. It can burn.
Yeah, it can burn, and you can't judge it. I mean, that's why I love really my idea of formulated products is it's standardized. You know how much acid you're getting. You know when to use it. It's scientifically proven. It's great to DIY it. But that's why I had to move to the chemist. I couldn't control that each batch was going to be the same.
Okay, got you.
And at home, if you're going to take some chances with yourself, that's one thing, but I don't make masks in my treatment room. I don't, it's got to be standardized so I know the result I'm going to get.
What is it about Ayurveda that you like?
So, oh God, let me see. So first of all, my whole spiel is it's a 5,000-year-old tradition of wellness that was originally written on cave walls in India. So the wisdom of these ancestors who just observed nature, observed our own balance, how to achieve balance, our own habits, and then how to come back into balance. So it's divided into, not divided. It out pictures, I'll say, in 3 different ways. In various ways, because they looked at the elements. And what they found, the ancestors found, were that each person had a particular blend of all the elements. Sometimes one element was a little bit more dominant than the other. So the elements that they looked at were fire, wind, water, air, and ether. And they found that these combinations of elements kind of outpictured as different constitutions, or some people now in Western world might say phenotypes, but your own natural constitution. And those are divided into the 3 doshas. Each of us has a balance of all 3 doshas. So we all have a blend of all these elements, but one dosha is going to be more dominant. You know, if we're in harmony, we're tridoshic, we're like 33.3% of everything, then that's great. But so for example, kapha is, people usually start with pitta, because that's the fiery, very energetic type, like a quick constitution, like really easy to burn, probably more athletic, a little taller. On the downside, sometimes it's there, that constitution shows up, the fire can show up as skin eruptions. So acne, eczema, psoriasis, different conditions that are flare-ups, that are inflammatory. That's when pitta is out of control. Vata is I think of it as the middle ground, because Vata is it's very dominant, wind dominant. And there's a lot of movement with Vata. Vata types tend to be shorter. Like they'll do a wrist measurement and you can get your fingers around their wrist. They're a little more lean, I'll say. And then that's good. Reading the chats. They're a little more lean and really kind of the wise ones. I'll say the balancers. But when they're out of control, when the Vata is more vitiated, when it's out of balance, they can be a little scatterbrained. They could be running around everywhere, trying to do everything for everybody. When the Vata, the wind element, is taking over. The skin is going to be drier when the wind element is taking over. Kapha
I'm
type,
Vata.
you're more Vata, yes. Kapha types are more sedentary. They're ruled by the earth and water. And so they're the slower to move, the slower to change their mind, slower to act. Also the wise ones, you know, because they're in their heads a lot. When the kapha is out of balance, it shows up as obesity, and maybe a sluggishness of thought, kind of slow to respond. And so we're really wanting to find balance in all of them. And Ayurveda gives us tools through everything from diet to asana to breath work to methods of elimination, herbs, types of massage, recipes for, you know, meals, cleansing and things like that. Every culture has their rice and peas, but this their khichdi, a khichdi cleanse is a typical way to cleanse with Ayurveda. So it's just a really gentle balancing practice. They don't really believe in fasting and detoxing in harsh ways. They might do a day of just fruit. They might do a 7 to 14 khichdi cleanse, which is the rice and mung beans blend with all of the really balancing herbs. And then you can choose vegetables based on your dosha. And that's a really gentle way to cleanse from 3 to 14 days, depending on the, you know, the end result, the desired end result. So that's really what resonates with me. And what I found becoming an Ayurveda, becoming a yoga instructor, working with these Ayurvedic skincare line, was that the herbs really resonate with me. Like my body likes them. Traditional Chinese medicine, for example, I love acupuncture, but when it comes to the herbs, I'm not really a big fan. My body is kind of salts and things that they do, those kind of tinctures, my body doesn't really resonate with. But Ayurvedic herbs every time are just right on. They have a lot of adaptogens too, so the herbs kind of meet you where you are. They kind of address what you need at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
That's a whole Ayurveda lesson.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. So also I wanted to ask you about your TED Talk.
Yeah, that was fun. Unfortunately, they lost all the footage from that. So I had a friend in the audience who recorded it on her iPhone. That's the only version that's out there. Yeah.
Okay.
Agape.
Good things we have friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
awesome, awesome. So I'm happy that was a good thing for you.
It
Did
was.
you do you have it?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I would like to hear about it.
Oh, no. I was just going to say that what I've been doing lately is working with a group of diversity educators, and we're taking that TED Talk, which was a spinoff of my skin physiology talk, and making it into a conversation about diversity, equity, and belonging through the lens of skin physiology. So I'm really wanting to get the message out there to hospitals that are still saying that Black people have less pain receptors, and so they don't have to give us as much anesthesia. I want to get the message out there to every L'Oreal and Procter & Gamble, so they understand what's going on at a physiological level with each ethnic group, and how to formulate not just marketing and sales, but how to formulate for us,
Absolutely.
in a more inclusive way. Because actually, if you're formulating for us, you're formulating for everybody, because we're the birthplace of humanity. So,
right. Absolutely.
If Shea is good for us, it's good for everybody. If low inflammatory procedures are good for us, it's good for everybody. So
absolutely.
There doesn't need to be a us and a them. It can be, these approaches can be inclusive,
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's my little pet peeve lately. I'm really on my soapbox about that. I'm trolling everybody on social media. Excuse me, sis, that's a capital B, not a lowercase b. Like, you're gonna say Black, say it right, spell it right. Yes. Capital B. Yes. Yeah, just changing in the industry. In the skincare industry, I'm trying to change the verbiage that we use too, so that the terminology is always, darker skin. And I'm like, well, darker than who? Who are you comparing? I heard somebody talking about, you guys were all talking about the skin stories. I loved that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Good. That was really good. Yeah, I don't know that we don't talk about it enough. The diversity team was asking me, they're in there. She's 31. So she said, back in your day, how did the skincare industry, how did you feel marginalized by the skincare industry? And then how does that outpicture today? And then she asked, and then share your stories about being a dark-skinned woman. And I had to think about it. I was like, well, I don't think of myself as dark-skinned, first of all. I just think I'm brown. I'm just brown. And you're not that much less brown than me, I don't know why you think I'm dark, but I don't know. But I also realized, in saying that, I realized that there was a certain privilege. When we lived in the Midwest in the 60s, in the mid 1900s. I didn't. Right. We were right. The kids. Oh my God, they get me with that. Oh, you were born in the mid 1900s. But in Omaha, Nebraska, in my community, we were all Black, and that there might have been, I was protected from any conversation about light and dark. We were just all brown and equally brown, and that was us. We were a community. Outside of that, outside of North Omaha, there were people who weren't brown. That's all I knew. But then moving to Texas, it became categories, degrees of brown. And so not only did I have the external microaggression and racism that I always experienced, even minimally, but even in Omaha, but I was protected because we were in a Black community with Black businesses and churches and leaders that I miss. But then in Texas, it became degrees of brown. And I got a pass because I would burn and turn red and had what they call soft hair. If they said good hair, I would shut it down. But people would say, oh, your hair is soft, which is code for good. And I'm like, you know what? I was just thinking about it after I wrote out this answer to her. There was a certain amount of privilege, intra-racial privilege, because of the Irish ancestry, because of the Irish overseer that raped my great grandmother. Now I'm put in a category of, oh, you're not that dark, you're more red bone. Oh, your hair's not that nappy, it's more soft. And really made me think of that. I didn't get the dark skin, light skin thing, but that was only because in Texas, they could see that, that overseer's DNA. That really, really like, oh, wow, really hit me when she asked me. But she, on the other hand, from Chicago and has such a like, stay out of the sun, you don't get too dark, those kind of messages that I never got. Thank goodness my mother didn't do that to me.
Wow, just when you said that because of the Irish, you didn't read as, that's what a friend of mine told me. She said, you don't read as Black. I'm like, what? She said, my grandmother, half Irish, half white.
There you go.
But that's because she kind of felt that her mother fell in love with an Irishman. And white folks wasn't having that. And so they gave her to the Black maid to raise. So I'm like, okay. I wish I had paid more attention when my dad was alive to things. But
those stories.
Interesting.
Yeah. And but that's the intra-racial divide, right? It's between us. And I was in preparation for the TED Talk, I was reading the human genome. Oh, I'm supposed to be off the line. We've been talking an hour. This is so good. I was preparing for the TED Talk and I read something by a report from the Human Genome Project, where they said that there are more differences inside each race than there are between the races.
Yes.
So if you took us like collectively and compared, then it's like humans are humans. There's a little difference here and here, but within us, because of intermixing and because of our own, geographical regions and all of that, we have such a diversity. And I think that part needs healing too,
Yes.
Yeah.
Aleish, I wanted to ask you, I want to get in your business. Like when you were a little girl, were you the mud pie? Did you play with mud pies? What did you do that led you to the face and hair, face and makeup business? What was your plaything?
So I think, I always, as a little girl, I had that doll that you pull the hair and I would always cut it. Chrissy. I jacked every Chrissy I had, I jacked her up. I cut her hair. I was like trying to style her, using real makeup. Yeah, I messed every Chrissy I had up. But at 12, my mother, and I don't know the source of it though, my mother was always put on makeup to go outside. I think that was just the era, right? You put on lipstick and mascara to go to the grocery store.
Yeah, my mother was eyebrows and lipstick.
I was just like, I don't understand. You spent 23 and a half hours in the house with no makeup, but to go that 20 minutes outside. And I just became fascinated with it. So when I was 12, I assisted the makeup artist for the Miss India pageant. And I just fell in Houston. And I just fell in love with the whole process. So I started working in community theater, and then I started testing with models and, getting them ready for photo shoots. The next step, my mother had a contract in New York one year. So, I went as a student to Italy for an exchange program, and I stayed as an illegal alien for 5 years. And I worked illegally for 5 years as a makeup artist in the fashion industry. But
again, that's brown people.
Right.
Just
On
brown.
the radar. Just that flashed that American passport. That really helped because I hung out with Nigerians, but
In Italy?
in Italy, yeah.
Come on, we everywhere. We everywhere.
Right? We really are. We really are. We run in Italy now. That back then they were all students. Now they're still there and they have jobs. You know, they're running banks.
Okay.
Nigerians in
Thank
Italy.
you.
Yeah. So that was the trajectory.
But did you play with mud pies though? You had to be you was cooking something. You had to be cooking something in your little kitchen.
I was always cooking. Now I was always cooking. And I think that's what the formulation is to me. Like you can make a Toll House cookie and it could be proprietary and it has the proprietary chocolate chips or you could go freestyle and make your own chocolate, chip recipe. That was me. I always say that I can make everything from raw to grandma. That's my cookie.
Okay. So do you like to cook?
Hydrator. What's that?
Do you like to cook?
I love to cook. Yeah, I think that's
I can tell.
spills over into the skincare. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for asking.
Yes, Missy Star.
Yeah.
Empress has a question in the chat. I don't know if you saw it yet.
No.
Dark line, frown line.
Under eye of darkness or okay, so the peptides are the ingredient you want to look for in professional skincare products. I'm not going to tell you anything natural. You could do a little egg white and hope that it, temporarily lifts, but the peptides communicate with the muscles. So putting those on topically, and they're usually in the form of a serum, and the serums are lightweight, so they penetrate. Then if you're coming in for a facial, there are tools that you can buy too, microcurrent tools. They emit, so they're, with a little electrical current going through it. You communicate with the muscle. I mean, a roller and a gua sha is great. You got to do it every night. It'll help with lymph and moving that. And that goes a long way, using rollers, jade rollers and gua sha tools and kansa wands, self-massage every single night. Diligently will go a long way towards moving the lymph and helping remove some of the puffiness that's weighing us down. But to counteract the effects of gravity, it's really peptides and like electrical currents, either in the form of a laser or a microcurrent tool. And at the spas, they have more powerful microcurrents. You can buy microcurrent at home for use at home also, but again, every night, really diligently using it. Internally, taking amino acids will help. Vitamin C, I said, is a collagen builder. It does that topically and taking it internally. The amino acids, proline, lysine, and glycine. We have like at least 21. They may have discovered more by now, but 21 different types of collagen in our bodies. And the 3 that support skin utilize proline, lysine, and glycine. And vitamin C. Yeah. Yes.
I'll show you. I just came in. I just purchased my esthetician. And let me see if I can.
Okay.
It's like, can you see it?
With the LED light.
Yeah. I just purchased this. I haven't used it yet, but it's supposed to do the same thing for the pulsation and stimulation. Can I use this kind of thing under the eyes?
Yes, you can. And when you do, use it on the red setting, because the red light, I don't know about the wavelength. So there's a whole story about the degree, the intensity of it, and whether or not it is effective as a home tool. Because, but the red light was originally used for medical purposes. They found that it helped with wound healing. And in doing that, it's stimulating collagen to heal the wound. So when you use it topically, it does the same thing. I don't know about the current that's going through there, but if you ask her if it has a microcurrent, it might just be a massager.
It has different, because I can see it, different levels of current.
Okay.
And when she used it on me, it just took just a little current, and I could feel it.
You could feel it.
Yeah. But I purchased it, and is it best to use like an ultrasound gel with it? What is
ultrasound gel, or if you can get a glide, then purchase a serum to get. And oils will work. It'll give you the glide, but the oil, the molecule is usually too large to really penetrate deeply. And you want, if you could get a peptide serum with that, you're in. Yeah, you're in.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And just keep it on the red setting, because the near infrared light is what stimulates the collagen.
All righty.
What was I going to say about internally? When you showed me that, I thought about other things oh no, someone said smiling is a great exercise. Yeah, and just doing hand smiling is I think my face is stuck like this just to counteract that, I just got a laser in my treatment room. So we are transforming skin, it's the first laser that I'm familiar with that is a short pulse laser, so it doesn't burn. And it's from a family that already of lasers that already was used for us for laser hair removal, but then they made it a short pulse. So now, in addition to laser hair removal, we can use it for longer periods to stimulate collagen and to address hyperpigmentation. So I just had my training on it last week. I'm really excited about transforming some skin here.
Now, are you in you're in Los Angeles?
No, I'm in Philadelphia now. I moved here 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
Yeah. And do you have, I see you have the store online, but do you have a physical location that we can come to when we?
Yeah, I do. If you go to just my services side, it's askaleish.com. You'll see the services I offer, and it's evolving. As I said, I'm going through a whole rebranding. So if you check back tomorrow, it might be different.
Okay.
Excellent.
Well, that's awesome. I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's a journey.
Let me ask you something on the business side. You spoke of branding. I want you to share how important that is and why, what your process was initially, and then in the rebranding, what process are you going through? What thinking process? What questions do you have to answer to yourself, about it to make it effective, more effective than, because you're rebranding. Why are you rebranding? Those kind of things. So if you can go business side.
Sure. I'm gonna make it quick because I'm gonna I have to head to my to the office, the studio by 10. But yeah, I fortunately had a mentor really early on. And then she hired me to work for her brand, do some training and education. And then hired me as an educator for some indie brands so I got to see the branding process on the inside. That said, it's really hard for me because it's so close and personal. So at first, when I created the products, it was out of necessity. I was opening up in my girlfriend's natural hair salon. I knew they wanted natural products. I knew they wanted to control the price point too, because they were new to professional skincare. She had Locks. It's a Sister Lock studio. And so I was going to create them with their branding. And then she said, wait a minute, what if somebody has an adverse reaction? And I said, you're right. I should put it in my name. So I take the responsibility for it. And I put my name, Ask Aleish, on it. I've been using that name in California as a DBA for any of my consulting things, when I would work with these indie brands. And so a friend of mine came up with the logo back then. I asked another friend, can you rework this logo, come up with a label for me? And she had a brainstorm, and that's how we got this filigree pattern and the batik and all of that. And it was more of an homage to the Ayurvedic side. She's a friend from Long Beach, so she knew me in the yoga community that I was in. And she definitely made it more Ask Aleish about Ayurveda. And that just went on the label and I got bottles from Berlin.com, because they'll do small batches. They used to not do small batches, but they updated. They'll do small glass batches. And she knew a place to get the labels, and we slapped them on there. And I was still making them. My chemist was making the facial oil, but I was still making everything in the kitchen. And I took a photo for Instagram, and I don't think legally I can say the name, but a major online distributor contacted me. And they said they wanted my brand to be the first BIPOC brand that they used to kind of promote in this program they wanted to do, where they wanted to support a BIPOC brand and become their distributor. So right away, I was like, okay, let me form an LLC. You know, I did the quick and dirty way with LegalZoom.
Yeah.
I already had Ask Aleish, had applied for a trademark, but had been denied actually because I couldn't trademark Ask, and they wanted to make sure I would only use it running together. And there was like another fee to pay to resubmit. So I went ahead and did that really quickly and became compliant. Like, okay, now I'm ready. And then that whole thing just fell away. It's like Target Target owned that company. They sold it to a British company. The British company was like, diversity, why do we have to worry about diversity? What's the benefit? What's in it for us, you know? So that whole deal fell away. And I thought, well, I'm gonna step it up. So I had issues with people were breaking the amber glass. So I moved some things to plastic, kept the things that could break down really quickly, like the retinol, the facial oil, the toner, those are all in glass still. And reworked the whole idea and set up a website and relaunched, and then started really selling. But then that fell off, and I realized that it was only working as far as I could take it myself. Like whatever I would post on social media, then somebody would respond. I don't post and I don't get a sale. I get looky-loos, you know. I also realized, even though I've worked with these indie brands on making the labels, I understood to make the label FDA compliant. So the FDA offers, has websites that explain how to use an inky name and the order and the font point, you know, so that it's legible and all of that. So I knew I wanted my labels to be FDA compliant. The website is FCC compliant. It has all the ingredients listed as it should, but it was boring. And I thought, in order to upgrade this, I'm going to need to rebrand. And it was just kind of in the back of my head. In the meantime, this loan that I'd applied for, I was able to SBA loan, I was able to resubmit to appeal. And I was granted a pretty large loan. So the first thing I did was contact everybody I know in branding. And I said, okay, first of all, I contacted the one person who I met through my former mentor. And I need to know that my labels are compliant, the website is compliant, and I want to start talking about growing up the brand. Like, I don't know that Ask Aleish sounds like a skincare line, but maybe Aleish sounds like a skincare line. And so we have been going back and forth for a month now on changing the name to Aleish Skincare. And I would use any other name other than my own, because it's so hard to, wait, I'm gonna see if I can put this in the chat. It's so hard to approve of, you know, any branding and all. It's so personal. It's really, I don't know how Coco Chanel and, you know, all the other icons, Iman, how do they do it? How do they come up with their branding? And maybe someone else just does it and gives it to them and says, here, we're the investors. This is what it's going to be. I don't know. But I wanted to find this new logo. So what we're going with is my own signature, because I just couldn't handle any other. I didn't like any other font. So branding process is I want somebody to take it away from me. It's so personal. I really don't like it. I like to help other people do it, but it's just too.
You want the screen share? Were you going to share it?
I was. Oh yeah, you're so smart. Yes, I was. I think I can. Oh yeah, it's disabled, right?
Okay, I'm going to make you a co-host.
I would love to. Yes, this could be. You guys could be my focus group. I need some feedback on this. It's so personal. Here, okay. Screen share.
And if you ever need us as a focus group, just let Nawili know and we'll schedule it.
Wonderful. I love that. Thank you. Yes. Oh, I can send you out some sample products too to get some feedback. Yes, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Just the A.
Yeah, this is where.
Okay. Just the A. You have your own personality. The A has its own flair and personality. Yeah. And that's you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like it.
We started around here, and actually way back here. This is like round 15. Started here, and then I said, well, can we get a little like kick on the A? And then they asked, what's the reason? Like, tell me the rationale for the kick in the A. And I said, oh, because it's in my signature. And they said, well, maybe we could just use your signature. So yeah, this is the blue I think we're going to go with. And if I do the line, I want it all in the same blue. But okay, everybody approves?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's awesome.
I love that A. Is that the way? I love that A.
Yes,
that gives it the pop.
Is that periwinkle blue? It looks like periwinkle.
And so that thank you, because periwinkle blue is my favorite color. And she did, I don't know, June calls it, what'd she say? Not eggshell, but she called it robin's egg blue.
Robin's egg.
Yes.
Yeah. Yay. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing. Thank you so much for that. I'm winding up getting packaging from China so I can get 500 units. That's the biggest I've ever done. I've been doing batches of, max of 64 or 128, but we're gonna do 500 units.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah, they didn't even want to do that. They were telling me like a minimum would be 5,000, and I was like, I can't, I can't do that. I'm not there yet. First let me get some distribution. Yeah. So thank you for that feedback. I appreciate it. Yeah.
And we know, anyone want to say anything very quickly? Because I know Aleish has to get off. And keep it rolling. So
Thank you.
Thank you. Empress, you want to say something? She just tried.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. We're gonna get on.
Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be part of your circle today. We're just really honored, and ramble. I'm glad that you guys were receptive to my rambling. Thank you.
We are free, and I so appreciate this. And we'll be looking for any samples of products so you guys can try them, and you guys can want to get your order in, because my skin smiles. I smile. I'm grateful. Yes.
Thank you. August, I'll have some new products for you guys to try, so I'll definitely send out.
Okay. Samples. Oh, wonderful. I love you. Great day, sis, and thanks again for your time, your wisdom, your love. So appreciative.
Thank you.
And give our son my love.
I will. Oh, I got to talk to you about this tattoo he got on his forehead.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right.
Bye.
Love
you.
Peace. So, any
It
other?
was awesome. We have awesome people all the time. I love it. That was good.
Well, we just reach out because we're global. So I'm thinking, we just all of us, we just know folks, and because our skin is important. I mean, let's be honest. No, we know black don't crack, but she said it do sag. So let's get real with it. So I mean, I don't want to crack. I don't want to sag. But if I gotta have a little sag, I'm a roll, tap, whatever.
It can look good. It can be some looking good sag and looking
That's
good.
what I'm saying. It can have sag with character. That's what I'm talking about. So,
put some dots on. That's why I put them dots on. You better dot it up.
Get all have our face on.
You were absolutely beautiful with those dots.
Yes, absolutely. So again, Lillie, any parting comments or anything?
Nawili, can you hear me?
Yes, Miss Empress. Good to see ya.
Yes, I was going to say that when she put the name of her product up, I did a quick reading on it. So let her know, that it was a very strong, creative, powerful energy of family. So for sure, yeah, okay,
Yeah. I mean, I look forward to the day she comes to Detroit, or we go there, and we can all get facials. It's a wonderful experience with her. Yeah. So
what is her Philadelphia address?
I don't know what the physical address is, because I haven't been. I just know her from Long Beach in the Cali.
Oh, so, okay. Maybe I can find it on her website.
Yeah.
Because that's just right up the road from here.
Right. I guess, is that far from Detroit, y'all? I don't know.
No. Well, I'm in Washington. I'm in Maryland.
Right. I know you right there.
Okay.
But I don't know Detroit geography. Oh, I love it. The pictures of y'all being creative, co-creative, and the group picture are up. Wonderful. I love it. Oh, Mama.
Oh, who messed up the before and after? You better go ahead with yourself.
Oh, I love it. Oh. Wonder. Look at Lillie. Lillie Essence. Yes. Right. Oh, Mama Juanita.
Let me tell you all, when I say that this sister, when I tell you she can sing.
Juanita, Sister Juanita.
Oh my goodness gracious. I'm gonna save that for some other time, but
we gotta have a jam session.
That's what Fana was saying. When that voice came out, it was beautiful. Oh,
look at that tree. Look at Sanji's tree.
She kind of a sexy tree there. Look at that.
I know.
She got a little outfit on her little leg pushed out to the side.
That's like the goddess tree.
Yes, honey.
All right.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
Beautiful.
Yes. Oh, beautiful. Love it. Yes. Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's a postcard there. That's beautiful. Love that. Yes. All right. You get down with the get down. Hey, there I is. Yeah, shake it down. Shake it off. Oh, nice.
Oh, look, see how we sit with our legs open. I'm glad I got my shorts on. My mama would be fussing at me. Hey.
Wow. All right, Fanta. Nice. Beautiful. Wow, beautiful.
Aww.
Oh, we so beautiful.
So beautiful.
I see you back there, Fana. What, you don't have a word for us today?
She by the kitchen. She about to create something. She by the kitchen.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, Grand Rising to everybody. Hello.
Okay.
Grand Rising.
We
All
get ready to
right.
go for a walk. Me and Starberry go to the river if anybody want to come.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
it's time to get up and get out. It's time to get up and get out. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you
This
all
child,
for
this child was
today.
at Belle Isle in the beach in the water by
With
herself
her new family.
with her new family. And they didn't care what her
No, they chose her.
thought she is.
No,
She is
they chose her.
super black right now from that sun.
Right.
They just cooked her real good.
That's right. That's what I wanted to
So, thank you all for your sharing and let's keep it growing, let's keep it healing.
Yeah.
And just remembering we are all just brown. I love that. I just have to write it down. We just brown. I love it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
Happy Thursday, beautiful people.
So
Today is a good day to have a good day.
Be well, be swell. I love you all. I miss y'all who aren't here physically, but just seeing y'all's face, I'm just sending you much love.
Absolutely.
Ourselves up.
Yep.
Hug the world.
Yes, and to the
love.
right.
Oh, get some love, baby.
Yes. Ashay. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Yes, see you guys soon.
All right,
we're
be
gonna get it
well.
on.
Evelyn, I'm gonna try to get by there today. I had a snafu yesterday, but got some things done. Got my tickets to Cali.
All right, all right.
So if y'all, let me tell y'all, if y'all don't shop the sites and you fly, please reach out to me for some sites to go to because these prices on these tickets are off the chain. My 2 tickets round trip to Cali, like $1,300.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's shopping the sites. So I mean, I have some good insights. I've been doing the sites for about a year or 2 now, so I know how to find flights.
Good. All
right. Okay, fly on my birds.
Okay.
Love you guys. See you soon.